Hello my friends, and welcome to another watercolor tutorial. We're painting a winter cabin, so let's just jump right into it. I have already decided to sketch out my cabin with a pencil, so we have kind of a rough plan or guide for the rest of this painting. And it's going to be kind of a mix of abstract and less abstract. But I'm taking a large brush. So this is a size 14, but just use whatever brush works for you. And I already have like this navy black mixture on my palette, so I'm using that. I just want something with a tad bit of color in it, and because this is going to be blue, I've tinted it blue because I want to see where I'm painting, and if it's just water, I can't really see where I've painted. So it's going to be a pretty uneven line. I'm going to start somewhere around here, and we're going to cross through the top roof of our cabin. So it's going to go something like, come down a bit like this. And then I do want to kind of fill in this top portion. Like so. And we want to make sure we're keeping that wet, or that we work quickly while it is wet, because we're going to paint in some trees and whatever else. So I'm just grabbing my liner brush, and it's a bit too wet actually, so we do have a little bit of time. I'm starting from the top and dragging my brush downwards, which will provide a point at the top, although it kind of blends into a blob anyway, so I'm not sure that that is that helpful. Perhaps you just want to use a lot of pigment on your brush and not too much water, since we already have a ton of water. And yeah, you can just have as many trees. I'm focusing on evergreens, but you can certainly add deciduous trees as well. That is probably a better approach. I should have done that from the beginning. So I'm kind of flicking my paintbrush upwards here. I'm going to incorporate some green into this as well, because I have done that in the past, mixing the blue and green in a background, and I love how it looks. So not all of them have to be like these flicks. And in fact, I did this accidentally, but if you have the tree going past your horizon line, it actually looks really nice, because it looks like there is a bit of depth going on in the painting. I really want to get through this background portion quickly, because my baby has been sleeping for an hour, sorry, 2 hours and 5 minutes at this point. So she is bound to wake up any moment, and usually when she wakes up, I still have like a few minutes because she kind of entertains herself. But I just don't want to have to leave this when it's wet on wet, and I leave and then I can't finish what I wanted to do. So I really like this flicking technique. It is perfect for my needs at the moment. I can also flick up some of the blue. Whoops. Deep, beep, deep, 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 deep. It's a little more than I wanted, honestly. This was more supposed to be kind of a very abstract background, and I have went ahead and did things that I wasn't planning on doing. So I think I'm just gonna stop there for now. Oop, my battery's gonna die too. Kind of working against my odds at this moment. Okay, what are we gonna do next? We need this part to dry completely before we can paint our cabin. So what I'm gonna do in the meantime is paint the little fence that will lead to this cabin. We're gonna have a couple of fences on this cabin, but there's a little tiny one that is going to lead to it, coming from here somewhere. And the way I'm gonna paint it is just have as thin of a line as I can, going right up to it, and then another one just underneath, as close as I can make it. And then I'll have little cross hatches. Is that what that's called? And you can kind of have them facing every which way to add to the abstractness of it all. And we're gonna have another huge fence, or not huge, it's gonna look big because of the perspective, but it's gonna be up here. I'm gonna just actually paint that now, just because we don't have too much time at the moment. I'm gonna mix brown with my black and actually a little bit of gray too. Okay, and the fence is going to have a big post right here, and then have another post here. I think I overdid it a bit, but here. Just gonna make these a little bit less shaggy looking. I think I'll have one more here. And of course we need a little cross post thing. And I purposely made it on the shaggier side, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna take a bit of black, mix that in with the brown, and just add it on the fence posts here. Okay, now I'm going to take, gosh, what color is that? It's kind of like a grayish blue. And I just want to add shadows coming from like a bunch of stuff. So we're gonna have shadows coming from the fence post. I'm gonna water that down way more. So just like this. And we're also gonna have shadows coming. It's gonna kind of just be a very rough looking shadow just underneath the fence. I don't know if I'd even call that a shadow. It's just a blob of color. I'm gonna have some extending towards the house, and I'm gonna have that continue actually on the other side of the house. Like that. Maybe have a little patch down there as well. And you can add these little patches of whatever this is supposed to be elsewhere if you wish. Like I'll have some here. And the other thing I want to do is switch back to my liner brush really quickly and add, what would you call it? Like, not wheat, but like expired grass. No, that's also not the right term. You know, like overgrown grass that has turned yellow because there's no rain. So I'm gonna have that coming. Usually I'd have like green grass, but it can be kind of look like wheat. So we can have this kind of growing all along this fence line. And I used brown, gray, and yellow. Those were the colors that I used to achieve this burnt grass color. Not bad, not bad. I'm gonna mix a little bit of black and just go over some of those areas just to darken and add shadows. And I also want to, whoops, take that gray and just add a little bit of shadow coming from those strands as well. Super simple. And now we can focus on this house. So I don't like how these shadows look of these posts. They're way too thick, but that's okay. We'll figure that out later. So I'm gonna grab my brown here and we'll paint the structure of this house first, or the front side. And we'll later paint some snow there to on the base. This section also needs and I want to add a little bit of shadow underneath the roof area. So this will be a little bit darker and this will be a little bit darker. Boop, 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 boop. And here as well. Blend that out. I purposely left a little bit white there so it kind of looked like planks. And now the roof. This roof is going to be white and this roof is going to be more of like a, actually let's paint it blue for now and just see what it looks like. So I was going to do black, but oh my gosh, now the phone that I'm using for the reference photo is also about to die. I forgot I wanted to add brown here as well. And back here. Like that. So that needs to all dry. So let's let it dry and then we can come back. So hopefully this is totally dry. I am going to add a little bit of white at the base here for the snow. We should have added a door, but I kind of forgot about that part. We'll just pretend the door is at the back. And then this roof is going to be covered in snow and white. I'm using white acrylic paint. I don't know if I said that. So I'm just adding that. I am going to add a bit of blue to that to make it look like snow, because right now it just looks like I didn't paint it. Like that. And I think I'll do the same with the top. Luckily it already has a layer of blue, so that'll help us out for sure. Whoops. So that doesn't look too bad, actually. Take a little bit of blue. Whoops, that's a bit too much. Just blend that in with the white. Now I do want to take a bit of the brown and make this part a tad bit darker. Touch up some areas. And I also, oh my gosh, we have to add snow to the posts. Of course we do. on top of the posts. And we should have added some on this fence as well. But what I'm gonna do first is just add a little bit of white to the grass because I think I made it a little too thick in some areas. I want to lighten it up, make it look like there's snow on there as well. Okay guys, by all odds, we have managed to finish this tutorial before my baby woke up and before both of my phones died. So, I think this is great. There's something missing in this painting. Maybe I do need to add a door. I'm just adding a bit of snow there, but I don't think that looks that good, so. Snow, snow, snow. Let me just grab some black and add a little door. Ooh, it kind of looks like a church. Actually, now I'm tempted to add a little cross for a little church in the field. Aw, that's so cute. Maybe cute is not the right word, but that looks really nice. I think that was a very nice addition. You obviously don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can have yours be a cabin. But I quite like how this turned out, so perfect. Yeah, that's our tutorial then, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and I will be sure to see you in the next tutorial.